Our next step is to analyze individuals. With Dr. Maria Hunt, as always, we're going to talk about 3 situations. The first one is a new project manager, just assigned to a project, calls in one of the stakeholders, and the task they're involved with is late. And we see the reaction of the stakeholder to that situation, and then you as project manager have to figure out, given the situation and the typing, what you should say next. The second movie is about the same team member, and project manager has given them a new assignment, and we see their reaction to it. And then again, we're figuring out from that reaction and from their personality type what to say next. And finally, the last and most challenging situation is each of the characters is involved in a conflict situation. We listen to them describe it, and then the project manager tells them what to do, how to handle it. And we'll make all those recommendations based on Maria's analysis of the personality type, and this will give you a powerful tool going forward. Let's go ahead and look at the first movie.
Of course, I've seen this coming for weeks now, and I think the important thing here is that we keep our perspective broad and see a wide picture of the assignment. Frankly, as it was initially defined, it was a bit too narrow, and that would have caused us to miss significant opportunities if I hadn't stretched things out a little bit. Now we can achieve a much more significant and strategically meaningful result. I do have to admit that the expanded assignment has triggered a tremendous number of detailed tasks which I've had to cope with. I feel like I'm buried under 10 feet of mush with all of these people coming into my office with questions about what are, frankly, very small and minor things. We'll overcome this, and I have encouraged people to take some initiative and make more decisions and choose their own path around problems, even if it takes a little bit longer. Many have responded well, although I suspect others of having a lack of commitment to the project and, frankly, to my leadership. In the end, I think you'll be very pleased with the very significant contribution that my team's work will make to the project. Being a little bit late and over budget will be of no concern when you see the result that we produce.
Okay, what'd you think of Betty?
Well, we can start seeing some behaviors right away with Betty. One is, if you're going to look at temperament right off the bat, what we hear are positive words and explanations about perspective, and I looked at this from a broad angle, and that future orientation, and we didn't want to miss anything. That's her language. And so we're automatically thinking she's a little more in that intuitive thinking style.
Okay.
And if we are going with our temperament plus, we'd also see that she's making gestures close to her body.
Okay.
She's saying there are little things going on. That kind of gives us a sense of that introvert at work too. So we're getting that introverted. And
she's not really engaging us in talk.
That's right.
She's not thinking while she's talking.
That's right.
And that would be another cue, wouldn't it?
That is a cue.
Yeah.
Because our extroverts are much more likely to do that thinking out loud.
Right. So we have an INT as our temperament plus.
Yes.
And she's done a pretty good job covering the problem of not paying attention to the details, which is her flaw here.
That's right. And so the other thing we look for is what excites them, and then what are they going to complain about, and her complaint is details, so we're thinking not the S.
Okay. And so we probably don't want to turn around and ask her to pay attention to the details, do we?
We don't want a detailed list on our desk tomorrow.
Right, because we won't get it from her.
That's right.
All right, good. Well, let's go on then, and let's look at Betty in a situation where we give Betty a new assignment.
I've reviewed the deliverable you want me and my team to produce, and as currently designed, it will not be particularly challenging, nor will it make the most of the opportunity we have. I think perhaps we need to broaden the assignment and craft it somewhat differently so that we take full advantage of the opportunity that is sitting out there. We've got some low-hanging fruit, frankly, and I think the assignment doesn't let us reach high enough to pluck it off the limb. Let me take you through this somewhat bigger vision for the assignment and show you the benefits that will come to the project from all of us stretching just a little bit. Now, it's going to be easy for everyone on my team, as some tend to resist the stretching. But I find when I turn people loose to pick their own path, we get better results and develop our people into creative thinkers. And that's well worth the price of being a little bit late.
Okay, you've seen Betty's reaction to the assignment. We know what her type is. Can we add a fourth letter yet?
Well, we're looking that she's definitely future-oriented, wanting to get things done, wanting a plan in action. So at that point, we're thinking she wants, she's a J type.
Okay.
And we'd also recognize that she's not a P, perceiving type, because she's wanting some sense of closure.
Okay.
And so that's where we can add that fourth category.
Whereas the P would be happy having things go on and talk about it for a long time. Yeah.
And would want to keep engaging in what are the possibilities.
Okay. So we know INTJ.
That's what we know.
Given what the reaction has been to the assignment, the project manager probably has to recraft it a little bit. And we'll leave that to you to decide how to recraft it and make it more exciting, interesting, and get more commitment from Betty on that assignment.
I am delighted that you have decided to step in and address the problems in our design group. I think the suggestion in your email about team building is workable if it can address the following issues. The accountants need to step back and look at the big picture and not try to bury us in numbers and reports and endless streams of pointless data. The salespeople need to calm down and think about things. This is an assignment that requires visionary thinking and creativity. The team building for the human resources people needs to include explanations of how capitalism works and why the company has to make a profit in order to pay all of our salaries and the stockholders their dividends. That is not exploiting the downtrodden. I think with this sort of effort, you'll be able to solve conflicts I am facing with the people on the design team.
Woo, sizzling. Betty's in a conflict situation here. I think feels a little bit out of control about handling it. What should the project manager do? Given that we know we have an INTJ, how do we handle that kind of individual in this situation?
Well, one of the first things we can think of with an INTJ is they're going to be very pragmatic. They are going to want to cut to the chase. And so their complaints, and that's what we have in this last situation with the conflict, their complaints will probably intuitively hit something that's accurate. And so we want to give them the recognition that we recognize they're hitting on something accurate. So the people in sales, people may need to back off. And it may be that she may need, in the best of all worlds, to have those details taken off her plate and handled by someone else.
Okay.
And yet, at the same time, we need to let her know that we're also in a world where we do need to deal with these other folks. So it's that interesting way of saying, you know, I agree that those other types, if they could get out of the way and you could do what you do best, would be wonderful. And let's see how you can keep doing what's best. Keep that big picture idea and maybe just allow for the others being their way too, and let's problem solve with her, because intuitively, NTs have very good fingers on the pulse of the direction to go. Their exact ideas of what to do may not be perfect, but they will be pointing us in a good direction to follow. So we can maybe have her take a lead while we shape without blaming.
Are we saying then, when we can type somebody as an INTJ, we're generally going to buy into their diagnosis of the problem?
Yes, because they will actually be intuitively correct. They are a little too pragmatic.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to say, I don't care about what's politically correct. This is what should be done. And there'll be something accurate about that. We just also have to take into account the people reaction.
Of the others.
Of the others.
Yeah. All right, good, good. Okay, let's move on to our next character.